Welcome to Not a Problem. In this video, I'll be discussing how to get a job and hopefully provide you with some useful information. I'll go over common solutions, less than stellar solutions, and give my personal opinion for what that's worth. Common solutions. Apply to anywhere that's hiring, which isn't too bad if you need the money ASAP, but in general will be lower paying positions or entry-level positions. Try working where friends or family work. Depending how long your friends or family have been working at their job, they could have leverage when it comes to putting in the good word for you when you apply. However, they will be putting their reputation on the line, and it could be bad if you underperform or don't take the job serious. There might be extra pressure to perform. Learn new skills. Figure out what type of work appeals to you and either get proper verifiable education and instruction to build skills, or at the very least, if not an option, self-learn to the best of your ability, which is better than not learning at all. Make your resume look good. A few ways to make your resume look good is to do community service, improve your institutional education, or your unverifiable skills, or work experience that include relevant work and or minimal gaps in work history. Because you will be surprised how far consistently working any job for a long time will get you, even if the rest of your resume looks somewhat lacking. Less than stellar solutions. Neglecting personal growth. That includes if you haven't learned common sense, and yes, it does require learning, or you're not good with people, or you're not a team player. And FYI, having personal grooming and hygiene on point makes a huge difference when it comes to job acquisition and security, believe it or not. Having no specialization. This can lead to less potential for job progression and pay. Don't forget the basic personal skills and then have a specialization with maybe a couple supporting skills that would boost your specialized skill. For example, if a star athlete, you can fill in the name for who you're thinking about, spent 10% more time learning a skill unrelated to their sport, like programming, then it could potentially impact their performance negatively, purely based on the opportunity cost of learning to program. However, if they slightly improved their skill at a somewhat related sport, then that could boost their performance by being able to incorporate those adjacent skills into their primary skill. Of course, you would flip this example if you, in fact, were trying to be a programmer. Trying to be Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. Yes, employers want confident and competent people to work with, but having the ability to integrate with a team and to be coachable is absolutely necessary to employers that at the end of the day are looking to add another component to a machine. The machine being their company, with you being the component. I know not all companies run like a well-oiled machine, but unless you're applying to a senior management or CEO position, it's better to focus on your ability to integrate instead of lead for the most part. Applying only to the jobs you really want. If you want that job, most likely a lot of other people want it too. And it might take a long time to get a job if you're being that nitpicky. You don't want to hold out so long for these specific jobs and then develop gaps of relevant work experience or even experience at all. Apply to jobs you want, but also jobs that if you were to work there would help your chances at the jobs you really do want. My personal opinion. Networking. Now, this might sound vague, and that's because it is. Networking can be as simple as finding a way to show your face and display potential to people that are involved at a target company. For example, if you want a job at a car dealership or bank, you might start taking your car for maintenance at that dealership, or find a reason to go inside the bank regularly to become a familiar face and try getting to know some people that work there. But just try to make sure not to be overbearing or creepy. Really, moderation is the name of the game, and it could definitely backfire if you overdo it. Networking can also be harder with companies that aren't as easily accessible to the average person. Also, when trying to get a job that family or friends already work at, I would consider that relative or friend to be pre-networked. Expand your horizon. Expose yourself to different activities and skills. You might be surprised if you find yourself doing exceptional at something you never did before. Sort of like a hidden talent or passion. Also, expand your search horizon for jobs that are farther away. Who knows, you might find something like your dream job, and all you have to do is move if you got it. Some of you maybe don't want to move, maybe some of you are looking for an excuse to move. Either way, it's worth keeping your options open. In conclusion, cast a big net. Dabble in many activities to figure out what skills suit you best before committing. And it's a good practice to apply for jobs far and wide and select from jobs that select you. Networking and selling yourself. Having an open and inviting mindset can help show your best self to potential employers. The only way a presidential candidate can be elected is through networking with the people of a nation. Even though they network on a larger national scale and call it campaigning, it's still the same concept. You should have the mindset of a campaigning presidential candidate when trying to sell yourself, minus the lying. Pick your niche. In general, a set of specialized skills are more valuable, meaning those skills complement and build upon each other. Become the best you. Having a strong foundation of soft skills is essential to even being considered for most jobs. One of the best things you can do that will help in all areas of your life is to push to be the best version of yourself, as cliche as that is. And don't forget to stay trimmed and clean. In fact, I will eventually be making a video on grooming and hygiene routines and practices. I hope this video allows getting a job to be not a problem, or at least provided entertainment. Any thoughts, experiences, or advice is greatly appreciated. If you have any suggestions for problems you would like me to cover in future videos, please share what you want to see next in the comments section below to possibly help someone out. Please subscribe and check out my other videos covering different topics. Take care.